Johnson with Florida Living with Melissa, and I am here this week with another Business of the Week, Paul Twyford, who is going to run the Bonfire portion of the City of Winter Park, our golf course here in the Winter Park Pines neighborhood. And Paul, I'm so excited to hear about all your fun plans, and we've been craving for something like this in our neighborhood. So tell us, how long have you been in the Central Florida area?
So I have actually lived here my whole life.
Okay.
So born and raised. I'm actually fifth generation Central Floridian. My great grandmother was born in Winter Garden, and so we have pretty deep roots here. I went to Winter Park High School. They couldn't even get rid of me for college. I went to Rollins, so I'm pretty much
here.
I'm here whether you guys like it
great.
or not.
Well, we love it. We love it, and we are so excited about this new restaurant that's coming to us very soon. So tell us, what made you decide to join and partner up with this venture with the Winter Park golf course?
So, as you know, the City of Winter Park purchased the golf course in April, and it's I think a really good thing for the city. It's 93 acres of green space, and it preserves that in perpetuity now, and it doesn't cost the taxpayer anything because they floated bonds that are then being paid back through the proceeds of running the golf course. So, it's kind of a no-brainer in that respect. And so the City of Winter Park has been running the Winter Park 9 very successfully. It's an award-winning 9-hole course for some years now, and they are pretty good at it, right? And so they knew, okay, well, we can run the golf course here at the Pines, but food and beverage is a little out of our lane, right? And so we need some kind of expert help on that. And so so they put that out as an RFP, a request for proposal, and I put in a bid for that and won that bid. And so and honestly, I'll be frank that when that first came to my attention, I thought, why would I want this, right? Like at the time, as anyone who's been here for, in the past, this was kind of a glorified hot dog stand, right?
Yes.
I mean, that was what it was.
Right, and like I think you said, it was really the food, really just to serve a purpose for the golfers that were here. It wasn't really to draw people to the location.
Correct.
It served a purpose.
And to that point, the hours here were strictly for the golfers. As soon as it got dark and the golfers all went home, they locked the doors and everybody went home. So, so this was never really like a gathering place for the neighborhood. And so when I saw this, I saw an opportunity to create a community place where people can gather with their friends, their family, bring their kids out here, and the parents can enjoy a drink with their friends while the kids are playing cornhole on the lawn, and we can have that kind of community sense here in the Pines. And to me, this is such a beautiful environment right here in the middle of the neighborhood. It's easily accessible, like you said, walkable for most people, bikeable for anybody in the neighborhood for sure. And it's just to me a wasted opportunity for that not to be used for that purpose. So we have some exciting plans for what we're going to do with this space, and and what we've kind of already done in some respects.
Right. And I noticed even coming today that you are already serving drinks and coffees and things like that. So I feel like we've already you're drawing a little bit of a crowd even before you've officially opened and done the grand opening.
Yes. So one of the things that we kind of strategically decided when we took over in May was that let's get some pieces in place. Maybe not all the pieces that we will eventually have in place, but at least some of them before we do kind of a grand reopening, right? And so this last couple of months has really been a building process for us to where, like you said, we have a full liquor bar here with craft cocktails available. We have 8 craft beers from around the state on draft. We have, a very very much renovated space that
Yes.
feels more contemporary and relevant.
Right.
And and we have a lot more things coming. We'll be doing full coffee service,
Okay.
including cappuccino and espresso, cold brews on tap. We're going to be adding some more kitchen equipment so that we can add more food items. We're already doing a lot more things than we were when we first started.
So even if you do not play golf, this is still going to be a destination place that people
Absolutely.
can come and take advantage of.
Yes.
You'll have other things than just being for golf.
Right, and in my mind, while we're going to continue to serve the golfers for
Right.
sure, when the last golfer goes home in the afternoon, evening, that's when this place can really sort of come alive
Right.
with the vibrancy of the neighborhood.
So tell us a little bit about, you didn't just wake up one morning and say, I'm going to decide to take over this restaurant. What was it like when you first started in business, not necessarily with this business? How did you get started? Like, what was your starting point to get to this place?
Yeah, so that goes back a ways. So I started my first business when I was 28, and that was, for the record, that's a long time ago. And so,
But we are not counting.
and that business was a dry cleaning business. Now, I didn't know anything about dry cleaning.
Right.
I didn't have a dry cleaning plant.
Right.
What I did know is that people liked convenience. And so what I did was went out and bought a delivery van and some laundry bags, and then started literally going door to door and saying, hey, fill this bag up. I'll be here on Monday and I'll pick it up and bring it back to you cleaned and pressed on Thursday. And some people said yes, and some more people said yes, and then one van turned into two vans, turned into three vans, and then I bought a plant, and so that became kind of my first business venture.
That's a pretty good business adventure. Talk about just a small little idea that turned into this huge business that you said you eventually
sold that
it.
business. Yeah. So,
Wow.
and then there's been multiple businesses since then. I think
Right.
they call that a serial entrepreneur. My girlfriend calls it a sickness. But I think probably the thing that I'm maybe known for best in Winter Park here is co-founding the Winter Park Distilling Company.
Okay.
That was in 2010 with my business partner Andrew Asher,
Yeah.
and it's been a really fun project.
Yeah.
We've won international awards with our bourbon in places like New York and Berlin and San Francisco. We're very proud of the fact that we represent Winter Park
That's
on all
absolutely.
those international stages.
Yeah.
And in 2016, we started the Bear and Peacock Brewery. And so that's kind of my background, is
Right.
starting, companies.
Yeah.
When I looked at this originally, I thought, hot dog stand, not really my brand, not
Right.
really what I want my energy into.
Yeah.
But when I looked at the opportunity that we have right here
Love
to
that.
build something really cool for the neighborhood, that's where the light bulb came on.
First side looks like may not be a great opportunity. However, it seems like in those places are where there are some of the biggest opportunities.
Absolutely, right. If you have the vision
Yeah.
of what that opportunity
Right.
can hold, well as the bandwidth and kind of the operational savvy to be able to execute on that.
Right. What was something that surprised you the most about owning your own business? Or businesses? I should say.
That's a long list of
Yeah,
things that
right.
have surprised me over the years. And I think one of the things that I've had to adjust to in order to build any business, the kind of the size and scope that I want it to be, is I have to delegate and I have to trust other people, right?
Yep.
And I tend to be one of these people that is very hands-on and wants to kind of do everything and have a hand in everything. And I have had to learn that you train people well, you hire good people, and you treat them well, and then you trust them to do what they do. And I think that's a great example here. So
Right.
Julie Warwick is our general manager here. She is fantastic, and she has been with us She was with the Winter Park Distilling Company and the Brewstillery, and like I said, she's been the general manager here since we've taken over in May, and I pretty much just stay out of her way, right? Like she's
she knows
got
what
this.
she's doing, and yes,
and
that's
so
great.
so I help with kind of the vision and you know what's next,
Right.
and that, what are the next things that we can add to this. But in
Right.
terms of the day-to-day operation, she doesn't need my help, right? So I just let her do it.
What is something else that people do not know or that you have in store for Bonfire?
All
What's
right.
something that we should
So
look forward to?
Okay, I'll give you two.
Okay.
One is just the continued elevation of the food, right? So we're gonna, when we took over here, the kitchen was a hot dog roller, right, and a microwave, right? Like, so we have had to systematically add components to that so that we can execute on better and better menu options.
Gotcha.
And so we have some additional equipment coming that is going to allow us to do wings, to do hamburgers, to do a number of things that historically have not been offered here.
Right.
And I mean, potentially we could even do steaks, and
Right.
I mean, the sky is the limit, right? And so that's one, and I feel like that'll be an incremental thing, right? You'll see just continued expansion of the menu there.
Nice.
The other one that I'm really excited about is literally the space that we're sitting in right now. We're going to create an outdoor space that string lights and Adirondack chairs and fire pits and just an environment where you want to hang out, right? You want to have a drink, you want to bring your kids and let your kids run around out here while you're visiting with your neighbors. That is kind of the vision for this, and we're going to execute on that vision here in the next couple months. And
I love that.
Super excited.
Almost like an extension of your backyard.
Yeah.
That now it's just a bigger backyard, and more friends that you can invite because it's a bigger space.
Yes.
To enjoy.
Yeah.
So I know it's early in the beginning process of opening Bonfire, but so far, what has been the feedback that you have heard from just the little changes that you've made so far? What's something that you're hearing your customers and the people of the community say that they love so much about that?
So kind of like what you've just said, right? Like, I think that we've just gotten tremendous positive feedback from the neighborhood, right? And that was, I knew that the golfers would be happy to have a better menu and more drinks to choose from, and all of the things that we're bringing to the table. But I didn't really know how the neighborhood was going to embrace this or not embrace it, and it has just been overwhelmingly positive. And I just I can't wait to continue to meet people like you in the neighborhood and develop those kind of relationships. And I hope that we are able to do events here and support. Obviously, Winter Park High School is right next door, basically, and there's sports teams, and we want to celebrate those kids' achievements, just be part of that community. And so we're really looking forward to that.
That's exciting. I know you mentioned that there were a couple groups that were even already organizing their happy hours here. Is that something that other groups could do, that
Absolutely,
they could just come and check with you and just
Yes, can reach out to us on social media, and they can even call the golf course, ask for either me or Julie. We can coordinate that kind of thing. Like I said, we're very much looking to reach out to the community. So if anyone hearing this is interested in doing an event here or has any ideas of connection, then please reach out to us.
I love that. Okay, perfect. Paul, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
This has been such a pleasure meeting you. We are so excited, and I think I can speak for the residents of the Winter Park Pines area. We're so excited to have something like this to have as our own, and I'm just so excited to see where this goes.
Well, good. Good. Thank you so much.
And you heard what he said. If you have an event that you would like to hold here, they're looking for people to call and get that set up. So I'm Melissa Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you have a business that you know that would love to be featured, feel free to contact me, and have a great week.